3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
It's the first time we're debuting the 89 Awards.
It's the first.
Steve, we've been talking about these for a while. The first ever 89 awards, and the first one that will be presented, Route of the Year.
Ooh.
As a receiver, I don't know if I would want any other award other than Route of the Year coming from this show. And it is, Steve, would you like to say it? Would you like to say who has won Route of the Year? Because it's...
Route of the Year. You know Justin Jefferson and the Minnesota Vikings did not end the year the way they wanted to, but part of the reason why they were able to be even in the conversation of possibly playing in New Orleans had to be part of the young contribution of Jordan Addison. The way he was running his routes, he ran that whip route in a way that very few veterans have the patience, the swag, to sit there, and cross over the defender. And he had been mastering this craft for so long in this route. Before he even caught the ball, the Jet was sitting there with his hands raising, saying, hey, touchdown. And so Route of the Year goes to Jordan. Look at that thing right there. Ooh.
Wow.
Look at that. That's awesome.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
Shout out to Katie who got this done for us at 89 for Underdog. We really appreciate it. There you are, Route of the Week by James Palmer and his handsome and far more
Where are we going?
conceited Steve Smith Sr. on here. It's pretty cool.
It is a beautiful trophy.
Yeah,
I love it.
nice right
We're
there.
gonna give these out. We're gonna give these out to all these winners, and Jordan Addison's gonna get one of these. And I'm gonna send it to the clip here of you breaking this down because this is one of our favorite breakdowns of the year. And I remember you saying, "Man, at a young receiver's age, I did not have the patience to pull this off." And as a young receiver, Jordan Addison did, and he has the Route of the Year.
Jordan Addison runs an excellent route. Justin Jefferson, he's running the in route. They got him sitting. Pause. The sit is this. They're in man coverage. You have a lurker down in the middle of the field on the left hash. Then you have the corner. You got Justin Jefferson. You got the safety spying. Sam Darnold does a great job of using his eyes. Playing, going through it, using his eyes, looking at JJ. And what does Addison do? He shows patience. We call this a whip. So he whips, settles his feet, gives a little head nod. And this is a young man. You see generally veterans run this route. Whips it, goes out there. Great ball by Sam Darnold. Great catch. Look at Sam Darnold again. Using his eyes to the left, holding the safety, and Jordan Addison does a great job as a young man who holds the corner, whips around, boom, touchdown. And JJ already knows it. He's already walking back going, we seen this in practice. He got our guys, and they waited for the right opportunity. Great blocking, great throw, great catch, great route, just great all around. And the Minnesota Vikings will be trouble for a lot of defenses if Sam Darnold can continue to play like he's playing. I don't know why he would change. He's the same guy he's been all year and continues to do it. And the Minnesota Vikings have an issue right now because do they pay Sam Darnold? And is J.J. McCarthy their quarterback of the future? I don't know. What do you say, James Palmer?
We got a lot to get to, Steve. There was one thing I want to ask you before we get to that about the route. One, we saw Sam Darnold moving in the pocket with the pressure coming in from the one side and sliding up and then getting rid of the ball as quickly as he does. One of the reasons why he was a third overall pick, his movement in the pocket has always been really good, and you saw it on that play. But the thing I wanted to ask you from a receiver standpoint, you said this is a route that a lot of veterans can run well, but younger guys, it doesn't seem, listening to what you said, it's something that comes to you very quickly. What is it about the routes that allows a veteran? Is it the patience to sit there? What is going through your head? Is it a beat? Are you looking for something before you break? Why is it that you usually see this be a route that's more successful for a player that's been around?
Well, I try to talk about running routes, and I speak from a perspective of I also knew my deficiencies. I was not very good at short double move routes. I was more at explosive or mid-range routes, 10 to 19 or 20 plus. The 0 to 9 yard routes, which is considered short, I was horrible at double moves. Slant, I would show you I'm running a trick route because I would kind of I wouldn't come off full speed. What my receivers coach would say, why are you tiptoeing? Why is your speed of your route indicating to the corner something's up? And so I could never run a route like that early in my career. And I'm talking about early to probably to my 8th year in the league.
Really? Wow.
I was not able to do it because I was so antsy. I was so much of a thinker. I could not do that. And so to see a young guy like Jordan Addison do that shows his growth and his potential of what he can do, that some people have it and some people don't. I know this wouldn't be a surprise. Would you imagine Dan Campbell, he's a tight end, Dan Campbell having a patient route like that? No, this man drinks 19 cups of coffee a day. He doesn't have it either. It's just some people have it, some people don't. You have to have the right temperament, but the people who have it, excellent. Ted Ginn had it. Ted Ginn ran a route against Darrelle Revis. Same kind of route. Deep, spent him, took a touchdown. I can never do that. I just couldn't. Took me a long time.
Yeah, well, they got a receiver that can do it. They got 2 receivers that can go out there and do a lot of different things, Steve. This Vikings offense, I think this team can hang with anybody. I really do. I think they can beat anybody. I think they've proven it after all this that they've accomplished this season with Sam Darnold. There's a few things that I wanted to mention that stand out to me about what we're looking at with the Vikings heading into the postseason. One, it goes back to conversations I had at the Combine. You should have heard guys on that staff and how calm and in control they were with, oh, we're going to be straight. We're going to move on from Kirk Cousins, and we're going to be fine. Like that, I don't know why that stays in my head, just because of I think that's following KOC at the top, and it bleeds down to the rest of the staff, and just the way they're wired as a group. They kind of knew they were just. There's a lot of confidence in that building about the way that coaching staff can operate and coach. And so when I look at a team being a Super Bowl contender, what are the 3 things we always look at, Steve?
Quarterback.
Do they have the quarterback? I think they do. They have a quarterback that is not going out there and managing games. He is winning games with elite throws against quality competition. Remember, they back in week 7, they lost to the Lions 31-29, I think it was. I mean, they can hang with anybody in the NFC, and it was a really good game. So now they get another chance at it. So do they have the quarterback? Yes, they do. Do they have the coach that can get you to a Super Bowl? It's a Coach of the Year candidate right here in Kevin O'Connell, and I think the other part of it is that coach that designs your offense, and the play caller and the scheme designer have a connection with the quarterback. 100%. You can see that from those 2. And then do you have a defense that can play well throughout the postseason? They're tied for the lead in the NFL with 31 takeaways. They're second in the NFL against the run and 4th in points allowed. This is a recipe for success, as well as on an offense that is balanced. They can run the football, has 2 receivers that can beat you. And it goes back also to a conversation I remember having with Justin Jefferson last season, Steve, and I want a receiver's perspective on this. And he was talking about the way this offense is designed to me. And he said, the way KOC designs it for me and for other players I'm put in a position to win before the ball snapped.
Yes.
By the way he moves me around.
Yes.
By the way he puts me in different spots to succeed.
Preach.
If you can tell me what that's like from a receiver standpoint, that he already feels like he's going to win because of the play design and because of the way that he has moved to manipulate the defense, I think puts Sam Darnold in this offense in a position before the ball's even snapped to find success.
I tell you what's really interesting about this offense that a lot of people don't pay attention to, that may not think about it, and people sometimes will say to us when we're talking about this in the comments, or they would say, Steve has no idea what he's talking about, right? And let me bring up something that kind of puts it in perspective.
Here's the deal, people. All season long, you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. Only on Underdog. Pick higher or lower on your favorite player, and you can join the millions of fans winning millions this season. Sign up today using promo code UD89 and you'll get a free pick as part of your first cash entry plus $1,000 in bonus cash. Again, promo code UD89 to cash in on every touchdown this season, only on Underdog.
Minnesota's version of this offense and the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers, Miami Dolphins, and the Houston Texans. These are all from the same tree. They're different names, they have different titles, they have different words, but fundamentally, they're from the same tree. And that tree it started in 1984 with the quarterback coach and offensive coordinator named Mike Shanahan. And the quarterback coach was Gary Kubiak. What Kevin O'Connell has done, which I have not seen before, and I say I have not seen this before in this type of offense, that two wide receivers can eat. Coexisting for me means I know I'm going to get 1,000 yards. I know I'm going to get my 6 to 7 catches. And he's going to get it. And I'm going to tell you a secret. The reason I went to Baltimore was when I went to Gary Kubiak. When I saw Gary Kubiak people think I went to Baltimore because they played the Carolina Panthers. No.
That's not it.
I went to Baltimore because of the offensive coordinator. And I remember when Gary Kubiak was the offensive coordinator with the Houston Texans, there was Andre Johnson, Hall of Famer, Dre.
One of the best.
Who caught 1 billion passes every year. And there was this dude named Kevin Walters who caught 60 passes every year. But in my career, catching 60 passes was the standard. So I wasn't used to catching, I had my Triple Crown year, but I wasn't used to catching 96 passes. I was used to catching 73, 80, 67. And so I knew if I can catch 67, that's every day. It was all understanding my role in the offense. And Gary Kubiak's offense is about the number one wide receiver, the running game, a competent tight end, and then the number 2 guy will get some. When I got to Baltimore, I realized, I can run routes that Torrey can't. So that's why I became the focal point as an older player, because I knew how that offense was running. The thing that I love what Kevin O'Connell is doing in Minnesota is he is allowing JJ to be the Andre Johnson. But the difference is Jordan Addison is way better than Kevin Walters. Jordan Addison is way better than Deebo Samuels. Jordan Addison has the ability to run routes just like Brandon Ayuk. Just like a younger version of Justin Jefferson. So you have 2 good route runners. And all of a sudden, you take this offense with a quarterback who could see it.
And a run game.
And that run game, you can't pick who you're going to take because the next guy still can kill you. And that's why this offense is so good. That's why I understand it. That's why some of the things I say has to do with my experience and understanding how complex, but also how the offense works and how each guy has a role. But if a guy in his role can potentially be a 1A, a borderline tier 2, but kind of lower tier 1 receiver, that's called trouble. And that's what the Minnesota Vikings are offensively with Sam Darnold at quarterback. Is they got a lot of trouble and they present a lot of trouble to a lot of defenses, and that's why they surprising everyone, but not has surprised themselves in Minnesota.
That's awesome. That's a great breakdown. Steve, what'd you mention? 60 balls the number 2 gets in this system usually?
Go ahead and tell me.
What does Jordan Addison have? 62.
Mic drop, walking off.